Welcome back to another episode of NRL Unpopular Opinions. I'm Ryan Cook. Liam Foggy joins me. Fogs, how are we?
Very well, mate. How are you?
Fantastic, mate. Oscar Panafex.
Chee-hoo.
And he's come well branded this week. Dral Yo Yi.
Yeah, I feel a bit nervous this week. Like, a bit anxious this week. I haven't really slept well on Sunday night after watching. We're not going to say their name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Voldemort. It's Voldemort.
Watching Voldemort on Sunday was tough.
They're a well-oiled machine, aren't they?
Kevy, what was it? Kevy Walters' energy? Is that who? Was that the coach who brought that in for Origin?
My name is Dral.
Kevy did that for Queensland.
We don't say the other teams.
We're not going to. This week we're not going to say it.
All right, I'm.
We're going to call them. We should call them something else.
The opposition.
Is that because you're scared?
No, I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of the opposition.
Healthy respect.
Yeah, healthy respect. Yeah. Definitely.
The only kind of respect.
Well, you can have
disrespect.
unhealthy respect because I've sometimes in my times when I was a young man, I was giving a lot of unhealthy respect. I'm not sure where I'm going.
I don't know where to go with that.
I was giving Fogs unhealthy respect.
There's also self-respect.
On Friday night.
You've given yourself some self-respect over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Speaking of respect, our podcast producer, Rich, on the golf course on Friday.
Absolute weapon.
Absolute showing.
Carried us, didn't he? Carried us.
I was going to say, he's
Almost carried you guys.
Well, almost, because, Jesus, someone come home very well, and we'll call him the best.
The opposition. The opposition.
No, what about a good game of golf? Only 9 holes, boys, but a good little break-up for us, which we haven't really done last couple. We've missed a few last couple of years, but yeah, great golf, great game.
We deserved
and
it,
great
didn't
day. And, geez, the schooners were flowing.
Ooh,
I was
they certainly were.
Jeez. Look, we won't go deep into where we and Fogs got to on the night.
But
let's just say karaoke was in play, and I think I put him in a cab at 12 o'clock.
I lay down with the big dogs. I woke up with fleas. It was,
Can I confirm, though, was Creed sung?
No, I didn't do Creed. Dral poo-pooed Creed when I pitched it, but we did do Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, we did.
And
Californication.
there was three people watching us that were really into it.
Are you also there was also some random guys, shout out to them, who did like a screamo song.
Yeah, really?
I've got footage of Fogs getting into that.
Very heavily tattooed blokes came over and they did Psychosocial by Slipknot.
Okay, I write that.
One bloke didn't know the words and he just handed me the mic and I just blasted it out.
So apologies to everyone at FG TAV for that, but what an afternoon. And I'd say, boys, it won't be our last time there. We should go back to karaoke there again.
Can we meet somewhere in the middle? I need something with a bit more sense.
That's fair.
I think that wasn't. Actually, no, that wasn't.
That's fair.
It was a long way.
We're spread out.
Yeah.
We need to dig up some footage of that karaoke if it exists.
Yeah,
but I digress. Let's talk some footy. This is our penultimate podcast too. Next week.
You almost said their name.
Yeah.
I would have been shadow banned.
Yeah.
Let's start with. We're going to grade the two teams that are bowed out before we look ahead to the prelim weekend. So let's start with the Canberra Raiders out in straight sets. Look, we've berated their fans on this potty for most of the year. And Fogs, you're going to read out some comments. But before we do that, let's just talk about the Raiders season in general. We'll get a grade from you boys. Canberra joined the 2009 Dragons as the only minor premiers to fail to reach a prelim final.
Wow.
During the 8-team finals era. So that's a bit of history.
But also their first minor premiership in
almost 30 years.
30 years. So,
counts for something.
you know.
Full credit to the boys.
Great year for them. I think we all sort of were... We all picked that this is sort of going to happen. I don't know if you were on the bandwagon as much as what we were, but I could see that some of the things in their game that they weren't getting... Some of the execution stuff and probably, talent-wise, as in singular, individual brilliance over the time, didn't get them over the line. Their effort areas throughout the year were amazing. And that's why they were minor premiers and they played amazingly. And look, if they go that week one and beat the Broncos, it's probably a whole different story. They get a week off, but that's not the case. You lose, you face the music, and they fell over to the Sharks, who Who's been poo-pooing them all year?
You.
No, I haven't. No, I don't think I have. Have I? Did I poo-poo them?
They're just not.
I do recall Gerald.
No, sorry. Fogs hates the Sharks.
Yeah, I
They're
think
just
Fogs
not.
is
They're
the
not a
most.
team I give a lot of mental energy to. I forget that they're in the league.
And you called out their fans, but then they hit the Viking club in
The
that
sh-
game. The
yeah,
Sharks fans.
yeah,
I
full
thought that was
credit.
good energy from
That
them. I
was
have to say.
Quite funny. Very, very funny.
Let's read some comments then.
Yeah. So
There's
I've
got to be some good ones. I
Well,
actually
you
haven't looked at these.
Did you put up was it you that put up the off milk?
Yeah, that was me.
great stuff. Really good stuff because I'm not a big comment what you look at, but I actually went through this and Jesus Christ, there's some funny ones in there.
stirred 'em
And refresh the listeners before you read them what you said a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I've actually gone back to that clip. So this is the clip I've gone back to was after that thriller in Mudgee.
Yeah.
And I said on the show when we turned it into a clip that I was happy to draw a line through Canberra.
Yep.
Because I thought that they weren't executing when it mattered most.
Yeah.
And that really pissed off a lot of Canberra.
And you're just a nobody, folks. So like
Yeah.
they would have just been like honestly.
Well, I've never
Well,
played
that's
the game at this
apologies,
level. What would I
apologies.
know?
That's
Div-
what they've been saying,
Yeah.
not me.
Div
That was
7
my words.
soccer.
Div 7,
Speaks for itself.
second Div cricket, don't worry about it. One bloke said, what do Mumford and Sons know about footy anyway?
I like that one.
I like that
There's
one
no
a
black
lot.
people in Mumford.
What else have we got here? Who are these turnips?
Turnips.
Turn ups.
What a bunch of dweebs. You
What a
guys,
word.
you guys said they were
Dweebs.
getting the spoon and now they are first. They have no chance of winning. You guys are flogs. Straight sets. Like these flogs would know. Do you pea brains even watch
Oh,
football?
I love this.
Sometimes we watch it.
Sometimes.
Absolute dribble from a bunch of Derricks.
Oh,
Derek's.
I feel bad for Derek's. Derek's was the old Karen, wasn't it? Like the old Derek's was the old Karen. Like you get called a Derek, yeah, you're an idiot.
Two of these dudes look like they were raised on contaminated breast milk.
I wonder which ones.
Yeah, I wish that'd be more specific.
Reply to him.
We need more.
Can we get some usernames?
You're all embarrassing yourselves. They've won 21 of their past 25 games, beaten every top 8 side except Canterbury, won in every conceivable way possible, and you still write them off. I hope they win the grand final.
Well, the funny thing is, blankety blank, they won't because they're out.
Womp womp.
What else
I don't
have
know
we
his
got?
name. Probably Derek.
Who are these
Probably Derek.
parrots?
Full cream Derek.
There are always those weak-gutted dogs that have their jealous opinion. I think these guys must be sucking off the Panthers. Oh, sorry, must be sucking off the
no, the opposition.
Just like you two little
almost.
pansy slurs. What a bunch of wanks.
Slurs.
Is this the same crowd that rated them as wooden spooners?
So,
Not one of these guys could pass a footy. That's probably
Yeah, true.
Hey, that guy must watch uni Brisbane footy.
yeah. Top shelf
He
Queensland
must be watching
flogs.
from the start, though, if he realised that we did give them the spoon at the start. So, shout out to the people who run us down,
Hey.
but still watch our
tune in,
content.
yeah.
And you give us engagement, which is what we're paid to do.
great.
So.
If you've got haters, you must be doing something right, fellas. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. Shout out to the Canberra fans. Enjoy the Test cricket this summer.
Wow.
Good clip from
All
you.
the politics.
Grades for the Raiders, fellas.
Yeah, I'm going to go pretty high for him, eh? I'm not going to lie. I'm honestly going to give him an A.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Look, an A plus would have probably gotten them, 1 week further. But I think an A for the milk, when you're correct, we did write them off at the start of the year. They've had a pretty up and down 2 or 3 years where they've been in and out. So, yeah, I'll give them an A.
Very young squad.
Yep.
Did a lot of good things for a squad that a lot of guys in key positions have only been in the league for a couple of years. And trajectory-wise, like if you're a Milk fan, you're frustrated now. But there are good times ahead. So, yeah, I'll give them an A as well. Yep.
We'll move on to the Dogs then. And this has sort of been in the news for the last 24 hours. Buzz has called them self-destructive. That's how he's labelled their year. Had a bit to say on 360 last night, as he always
Everyone's
does.
coming for him, aren't they?
Yeah, won 5 of the last 13. Missed tackles was really the story on the weekend. And then obviously all the sort of player management stuff that went on with Serraldo as well kind of cost him down the track. And then is Lockie Galvin being unfairly blamed?
Well, I don't know if he's being blamed. Maybe they just probably should have stayed out. Maybe they don't have him right now if they stay out of it, but I reckon they they're probably a bit more of a consistent footy side towards the back end of the year if they had stayed out of that saga with the Tigers and Lockie Galvin. I'm not saying he's a bad footy player because obviously he's got a lot of talent, and we did see that in areas against Penrith over the weekend. Definitely an attack. I think that when he came in, unfortunately for him, there was a lot more losses than wins, and defensively they weren't as sound as they were when he came in. So was there some unrest? I mean, we didn't see Reed's gone. Like there was something going on behind closed doors and at the Dogs, and it definitely can show on the football field sometimes, and it did. And as much as they lost their leader, Critter, would he have changed a lot? I don't know, because I think you've got to be 30 points in the first half against the opposition.
Yeah,
it's pretty damning to say that they fell over at the wrong time of the year.
Where do you think this team is sort of missing? Like, do they are they a prop away from being a premiership team? Like,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's where the rhetoric's gone this week. Leo Thompson's coming, but they need another middle. Like, yeah, I'm not sure. I think the game's moving more and more away from those big packs as well. Cronulla are probably the exception at the moment, but I thought it was really noticeable the two players that Ciraldo wanted to talk about in the press conference, and that was Bailey Hayward and Lachlan Galvin. Yeah. And he made a point of saying we don't need any outside vindication or support that what we're doing is the right thing. Like, they've got so much internal belief that those two guys are players for them for the future, and I'm inclined to believe him.
Yeah.
Like, they've got to, fans of clubs want to know, like, the direction that their club is headed. Just talked about Canberra having some good years ahead. I think the same is true for Canterbury. Lockie Galvin's a 20-year-old half playing in his first ever finals game, and, like, the world's lost its mind that he didn't dominate it against the Penrith Panthers.
Oh,
like, what the fuck? Like,
I'm not even sure if he...
So who?
Against that other team.
Yeah.
And your one and only strike.
Yeah. And, well, I don't care. I'll talk about Penny this week. Sorry, boys. And he was arguably... he was their most productive player in attack.
Correct, yeah.
Like, every good look they had down that right edge. And, to be fair, the game was done and et cetera, et cetera. But, like, there's a hell of a player there for the Bulldogs to build their club around moving forward. Not just him. They've got a really quality squad there. So, yeah, disappointing end, but I think all the Galvin stuff's just been blown way out of proportion. And it's clear that internally they were happy to maybe take a hit this year because they know what they've got moving forward. So I'll still give them a... And that was...
a
B plus.
Yeah, and that was probably still in their conversation with Lockie Galvin. Like, if he... Because there was probably other clubs he could have gone to. They probably gave him the opportunity of, like, all right, well, if you're going to come, we will play you. Where other clubs might have been not so much inclined to do that.
Develop him a little.
Yeah,
sit and wait.
Like right now,
yeah.
like what I'm saying. Like, there might have been other clubs who were interested, but I just don't think there was a club to take the... Well, I don't know if it's a risk, but take the chance on him to play him straight away. I'm not saying that I think that, like, it ruined them. I just think it interrupted them. And I think you can tell by the outcomes of each game that it did interrupt them at times. I think they're going to be a great footy side, like Oscar said, over the next coming years. So it would have been nice to see the Bulldogs, who finished second. It would have been nice to see the Bulldogs in a prelim at home. You know what I mean?
Oh, like, sure.
That would have been a nice thing. I mean, they wouldn't have been at home. They would have been against us. So we would have slapped.
They'll play some prelims in the next few
correct.
years,
Yeah. They'll play a lot of footy. They'll go deep into the finals, and especially with a lot of those leaders that they have in those sides, they're going to be fine for the future.
Once they have a full season together, that surely brings a bit of cohesiveness as well. Do you guys... I always get it wrong. One of you said they won't make the 8. Is that right?
I said they wouldn't make the 4.
Make the 4. Okay.
I said I thought they would be a better team but finish lower down the ladder. So I was... maybe right on one of them and wrong on the other one.
So do you feel better or worse about them than you did 12
I feel really good about them right now.
Too, yeah.
Like, I think you're 100% right, Gerald. It unsettled them, but it wasn't like... It was a deliberate unsettle. Like, to me, if I'm a Bulldogs fan, I'm sitting here going, would have been nice to go further this year, but also... all this shit, like, you've just got to trust the coach and the coaching staff there that their plan is going to work. And if it doesn't in a few years' time and it doesn't work out, then you can spit and say, well, shit, we shouldn't have gotten rid of Toby or whatever it was. But to me, it looks like they've got a very clear plan on what they want to do with that squad, and I think it's going to be positive.
Yeah, I reckon I don't give them as high as Canberra because I think they fell off at the back end of the year. True. So I'd probably give them a B+.
They had a bit more expectation.
Yeah,
as well.
And like when they were leading into the last couple of years, they had, you're correct, they had expectations, especially with some of the players that they bought. I'll give them a B+, which I think is still an outstanding score for grading for them this year.
Absolutely.
It's a really good season for the Bulldogs.
And the window's still open for them to keep contending for years to come. All right, we'll look ahead to Friday night, Amy Park. Folks, I'll get you to read the odds out in a second for Storm and Sharks. This is going to be a fascinating battle. The Sharks were, I guess, one of those teams that we did have question marks over at the start of the year. Are they a genuine top 4 premiership contender, all those kinds of things? But the narrative around them is that they've been frauds for such a long time. And the last 2 weeks, the way they've won, I think, is very un-Cronulla-like. So that's what's, I guess, a little bit exciting if you're a fan of them. How are we feeling heading into this game with the Storm coming off a week?
Yeah, look, obviously the Storm are going to be the favourites because of the way they've gone around it and having the week off. But this has got some history about it as well. You know, these two teams have got some fiery games. I think they're one apiece this year. I think Storm beat them down at Amy Park, and I think the Sharks upset them at Shark Park. So, on paper, it's probably a pretty even game. But I just find it really hard for teams like the Sharks to go to Amy Park, man. It's such a fortress down there. Craig Bellamy being the coach. It would be a huge upset, I would say. I'll call it here. I think it's going to be a huge upset if the Sharks beat the Melbourne Storm and to make the grand final.
For sure.
And if they've got the hot hand, the Sharks, and they do go through, geez, it's going to, whoever meets them, that's going to be a tough game because they do play a brand of footy. They have changed how they've been playing the last 2 or 3 weeks, that people have just been like, what the hell? Where has this side been? Maybe they're just waiting for their run. And maybe Fitzgibbon has, maybe this is the last couple of years he's just realised, all right, when we get there we need to throw some different stuff at different teams. And I just don't see it happening because I think Melbourne are such a classy footy side.
The Cameron McInnes injury might go down in hindsight as the
best.
Not a silver,
blessing in disguise.
Yeah, a blessing in disguise. And not even a blessing because he's such a quality player.
Yeah.
But it forced him to change how they play. McInnes was that link guy the same way that Penrith used Yo and Souths used Murray, etc. But with him gone, Jesse Colquhoun comes in and just gets through a shitload of work. And basically it's gotten rid of one of their pass reception options in attack. So now it's almost simplified it in a way. But Piercy and Carney talked about it on their podcast last week as well. Trindle and Hines stay so wide because Brayley's got such a good pass off the deck, but because he's also a run threat, and Hines and Trindle also demand attention from the defence at all times. Even if they're not getting the ball, you still have to number up on them because the Sharks are so good at responding to cues. So if I'm defending and I put an extra one on Nico because he's got Will Kennedy on that right-hand side, Trindle's going to overcall it and get me down the short side because I've left one short there. But now we've got to check Brayley as well. He's the first guy that touches the ball and he's running so much and they've got a big pack. And I think key to their success over the last 8 weeks has been they're completing high, which means they're not having to do a lot of defence. So they're working up the field cleanly. And then the defence has got so many spots to check all at once. It kind of spreads that line a bit more. So then Brayley's getting more run looks and Adam Fanua-Blake's poking his nose through. And yeah, it's a nice look. They've got a really nice balance now. I think Will Kennedy supports them either half really nicely. But it all comes on the back of, in my opinion, it's completion rate and their kicking game. If they can do both of those things well, then that big pack is pretty hard to contain.
Do you give them a chance?
I give them a chance, yeah. I wrote in the blog this week, I think all 4 teams can win the comp from here, can bang 2 games straight and win it. And I think whoever's healthiest this time next week probably wins the comp.
Yep.
For the Sharks, I think if they can win this week, if they are to win this week, they can bash Melbourne through the middle of the field, and if they can kick well and not spend a lot of energy defending errors, I think they've got points in them once they get into good ball. But in saying that, those big bodies also work against them once Harry Grant starts sniffing around the ruck once fatigue sets in.
Completion for me is huge for the Sharks. Like, they have to complete at a really high rate to be close to Melbourne, because I've got a feeling that this weekend you're having a week off. Melbourne have done this. Man, there would be at least 60% of these, or over 60% of this football side that play for Melbourne to have gone to this prelim before and been in this situation. So they know how to handle the game. And that experience is, that's huge.
And Bellamy having that extra week just to prepare is always
I think Jonah Pezzett's and Cameron Munster's kicking game is going to be huge as well, because we've seen over the...
I reckon Jerome Hughes plays.
You reckon? I'm not sure. But I mean, it'd be a surprise if he did. But also what I'm saying is the Sharks' back three are, man, they're very good at getting quick play of the balls off really good kick chase. Like, they find their front.
I was hoping you were going to bring this up. Yeah. I wanted to ask you about Sione Katoa.
Yeah, he's
like the back end of his since coming back from
man.
injury.
He's so strong at carrying the ball. He can actually run at two people, and as much as you think he'd get put on his back, he just squeezes his head through. And gets down and plays the ball, or he bounces off and spins.
There was a few times where Raiders had like a 4 or 5 man kick chase on Katoa. He runs into him, bumpers off him, and then gets around the outside. So then another 2 guys have got to come up, and then there's 7 up in the line. Like,
correct.
And he did it almost every time.
So Melbourne would see that. Melbourne will be watching that. Melbourne will understand, all right, well, how do we do that? And with both of their flyers on the wing, I would say they're going to try and get into as much... good ball, when I talk about good ball, inside 50, and put it up and they're going to have to work for it and make sure they don't have any room to to return kicks.
Yep. So Melbourne put it high and then catch them tackle them as they catch it.
I reckon it sounds boring, but that's the way I think Melbourne are going to have to beat this Shark side. If you take those 3 out of the back of it and an extra carry by era, those hard, tough carries that they're breaking, I think Melbourne probably win the game comfortably. If you see that happen early, I think they win it comfortably because, they're just so good at strangling teams, Melbourne, when they start these type of, these tactics they do. So
you're sort of saying Melbourne should beat the Sharks almost at their own game, because the Sharks get accused of being boring sometimes.
Yeah, well,
maybe for different reasons.
I don't think we're going to see an expansive type of rugby league out of Melbourne.
Yeah,
I think they're going to go into their formation and they're just gonna do what they know to do.
100%.
Yeah, and I just find it hard for the Sharks when they're coming off fresh Melbourne and you do that type of stuff to them. I think it's going to be really hard for them to beat them. It's going to be a really good footy game, but that's how I think Melbourne will beat them.
Okay. If the Storm kick high and catch the Cronulla's back three, like you're saying, as opposed to kick for the extra 15, 20 metres of yardage or whatever, and if they can control particularly Katoa and Mulatalo on kick returns, all those Sharks middles, are you good, folks?
Sorry.
Looked like you were biting.
There was some fist pumps under the table.
I'm currently in charge of a hosted pod, and we've just had a touchdown.
Okay,
and I'm very happy about it.
I thought you were getting excited about Cronulla. Sorry.
As you were.
If Melbourne contain Cronulla's kick returns, it means all of those big bodies have to get back an extra 20 metres.
Correct.
And then take more shit carries, and it's just going to snowball. Like you're saying, Melbourne will just choke them out.
Where I think I think the Sharks over this year haven't been really good at chancing their arm out of their own end when that's happened to them. I think that Melbourne have been rather good at that, at getting a quick play of the ball by shifting the ball 1-2 people and getting a Coates outside the post and then going on the keep going. So there's going to be some really. It's going to be very tactical between both of these sides, I reckon, because Fitzgibbon's he's a great coach, and have we seen him in this position before in a prelim?
Last year.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So experience is there for him as well.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how this game starts. I don't think it'll be fireworks. I think it'll be very conservative, and I think it'll be for the long run. Yeah.
I haven't actually looked at the markets, but before you read out the odds here, folks, and obviously the Storm are very short, but what do you guys think the line would be?
Oh, probably
5.5 or something.
Yeah, I was going to say 5
or 6.
5, 6.
I'll rattle them all off for you. So the Storm are $1.42 to Cronulla's $2.90. The line's 7.5 points. But Jarrell, you might be bang on with the low scoring because the points line is 40.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think this game's going to be
wet down there on
tighter. Yeah. Just knowing both of these footy sides and how they've been playing, I just think it's going to be tight.
Sunday, Broncos and the team that shall not be named.
Yeah.
The opposition.
I would imagine the odds are a little bit different for this one.
This is fascinating. Like, it's very short. Not short, close is a better word for it. So Brisbane are $2.10 and the opposition are $1.73. Wow. The line of 1.5 points. Yeah. I thought the opposition might be a little bit shorter after watching how they were against the Dogs last week. Says a lot about us, I think.
Yeah. 2 multis up for the year. I mean,
no, says a lot. Sorry, says a lot about the Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you meant us as a collective.
No, yeah, well, we suck.
Yeah.
But
Oscar, you will actually say their name, so I'll ask you this. I mean, when we think of Penrith and this dynasty for the last however many years, the word grind always comes up because that's how they win their games, grindy.
Yep.
But then they come out and just pile on the points last week, and it's all of a sudden it's this onslaught of attacking footy that we haven't really seen, and their line speed is just incredible.
Yep.
What have you seen that's been, I guess, what has been different about Penrith?
Well, I think just the way that game played out last week probably allowed them to put on a bit more of a cricket score than maybe we're used to seeing from the Panthers. I mean, some of the tries they executed on in the first half, like 6 or 7 consecutive quick hands,
and
coast to coast.
And they weren't even really like, without, I'm not trying to bash them, they weren't even really look like that's what they were set to do.
It was reactive.
It was reactive footy. So that's the other thing that's pretty scary about this team right now, is when they want to get into a grind, but they realise that they go back to their fundamentals and catching passes.
It's the best.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Like, if you can do that to the best of your ability, we just seen a back rower, front rower, centre, to a winger, to a half, from a half, like crazy.
Lindsay Smith picking up the bouncing ball with the defender on his dick, and then he's able to fucking turn and throw it. Cut out pass to his
he would
centre.
turn on a dick too. Lindsay. I'm joking.
He's so good.
But that's the thing about this side. That's not even ad-lib footy for them. That is just it just added up perfectly. They were like, well, we've got the numbers. We're just gonna catch and pass, and that happened twice. In that first half.
They were making half breaks in yardage because they were just too good for the Dogs on Sunday, and then they were like I think there was one. It might have just been before half time. Like, even Brandy in the commentary, Penrith, there's 2 minutes left on the clock here. Penrith are working it off their own line. They're not going to chance anything. They're just going to take it easy.
40-20?
They took 3 carries, and on tackle 3, Isaac Tungo ran over 2 people and got his nose through, got a quick play the ball. And in the time it took for Tungo, for everyone to realise, Tungo's actually made a positive play the ball here, it went from like just dudes around the ruck waiting to take one more settler for a kick to Cleary being like, it was like he snapped a whip, and everyone just went zoom, into position in the back line. They went bang, 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 and Tyler scored in the corner. And they added another 6 points before halftime. I think that was when it was. But like, their ability to respond to any cue, and it's not just Cleary responding, or I talk about Nico Hines responding to cues for the Sharks attack. He does it great. Penrith as a collective do it better than anyone else.
Yeah.
So I think that played into how they were able to post so many points last week. But I was just watching them in defence after we talked Fogs last week about like what they do better than what they do different, which is not much. They just do the little things better. Like, even just getting numbers in the tackle, the timing that they have between the first man, the second man, and the third man coming in.
Yeah.
It's deliberate. Like, the first guy almost never puts on a shot. Like, you rarely see
like cushioning. He's
a
like,
Leota or Blaze had a couple of really nice reads where he come out and put a big right shoulder in and whacked Birdo for a turnover.
I hope he does that this week, because it's not the right team to be doing that.
Tony's going, But like, he put it was a good shot, but he wasn't trying to line anyone out, because the first tackler, their job is to hit, stick, hold, and then he'll hold for like a half a second, and then if Jarrell's my 2-man, he comes in usually around the waist somewhere, helps wrap up the ball, And then the referee's like kind of counting. All right, they got 2 in the tackle. They're winning the tackle. Okay, the momentum stopped. Now I'm going to count 1, 2, and then I'm going to call held. Just as he's about to call that held call, they add another man into the tackle. And then they win more yards, like whether it's a half a metre or whatever, but they're still winning the tackle. So the held call gets delayed for another 2 seconds.
It's the small 1%ers that they're doing better.
Suddenly it's a 7-second play the ball.
That performance on the weekend backed up everything that you guys said last week about what they do well.
Yeah.
Like, it was just incredible to watch exactly what you guys were saying happening right in front of my own eyes.
Yep.
And made me quite nervous for this weekend.
Where do we?
Well, you've got a guy who can undo all those little things, all that pressure that it creates. There's a dude called Reece Walsh who can just unravel it all in one moment. Yeah. So that's what makes this matchup so good.
Whoever wins this game on Sunday wins the comp in my eyes.
You reckon?
Like, this is really the grand final for me.
Take.
See, yeah.
Oh, I'm saying it.
And I went and watched training yesterday morning, and I usually see. Really weird to say this, but I usually see Walshy having a lot of fun at training. Man, he is dialed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, I think it
or
is.
do you go, he's not himself?
No. When I say fun, he's still joking around. But when they're doing things,
I understand.
He's extras. Like he's ready. Well, not only him, but they're ready for this game.
Do you reckon Ezra plays?
Yeah. Well, he looked like he was involved a lot yesterday. I still don't know. I didn't really ask any of those questions.
No, that's fair.
To him, but it's a long week, this one, because they train. They'll have a session today. They'll have tomorrow off. They'll train Thursday, and then they'll have Friday off. So
What did last week look like? Was there a bit of time off for him, obviously?
yeah, there was. The week before there was a lot of, like, not a lot, but they usually would go back-to-back days. I think they had a day on. They had a lot of recovery days, I'm pretty sure. So a lot of self-care days that they looked after themselves, which is what they need right now.
Yeah.
And I would say their biggest day will probably be today. I would say they'll train. There'll be houses down all over Red Hill.
Again?
Yeah.
I thought they were none to begin with.
All over.
Who do we think plays 13 for the Bronx?
Oh.
Well, I did see. I'm not saying he will play there, but I'm pretty sure Xavier Willison looks like he is ready to come back. So that's good for us.
Fucking oath.
So whether that puts Kobe Hetherington,
or one of those two starts.
One of those two starts. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing to bring X off the bench, wouldn't it? Like in that role. Like,
Yeah.
Man, he's just so big.
What does Hoz call him? Mr. Stand on Business.
Yeah. Well, that's his.
So good.
Well, that's his name on his Instagram.
Is that that's where it's come
Mr.
from?
Stand on Business.
I thought it was because he stalked some dude earlier in the season after
he's
he
done
ironed
that.
him out.
He's done that plenty of times, as well, but he does stand on business. Look, I think we're in a really good position this week because it looks like Selwyn got through his game on Sunday and they're out. Obviously, the Wynnum, he got through his game. Ez looked like he's training fine. Renault looked like he did everything when I was there yesterday for the small amount of time. Well, I was there for half the session. He looked like he was there as well. Everyone was training that is eligible to play this weekend.
Okay.
Pretty much. Okay. So it's going to be interesting what type of extended team they put out, to the 19. So
Madge doesn't mind a little smoke and mirrors.
Yeah,
too.
well, and like it could be Ezra
He'll
gets
name Benny Hunt at 13 or something.
Yeah, or it could be that Ezra gets put in the 19.
Yeah,
and he plays. It could be. I don't know, but
I reckon he might pick Cobbo on the right wing.
I would have said
go with Brian.
But it's more for Selwyn. His
fitness wise.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. He got to understand. He did get through the game.
He can play He can get up for a big game.
I know he can. But I will not lie about this. Karapani has been my favourite for us for the last couple of weeks. He has been electric. He catches high balls really well in defensive plays.
Carries well, doesn't he?
And Dean Mariner has, he's held his own. He's played in the centres for a big game, and he held his own as well to beat Melbourne. Remember at Suncorp Stadium?
Yep.
When Gemmett didn't play, so
yeah, he was good at that game.
He was very good that game. So look, we're in a really the Bronx are in a great position because they've got so much depth at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing. It's just
Does it work? Does it work again? I'll play devil's advocate. Does it work against the Broncos, particularly in that back line, that there are so many different options versus Penrith? Basically, the only decision Ivan Cleary's had to make was Paul Alamotti over the Milky Bar kid, Thomas Jenkins, and he nailed that. Paul Alamotti's looking like a world beater.
It's a weird spot for us, because we're not broken. We don't need to go patching stuff up.
Well, I don't think he... Look, that's the other thing. I don't think he's going to change a lot, but I think there will be... Hold me to this. I reckon there might be a surprise off the bench. That's what I reckon. I reckon there might be something that he changes.
Oh, he put Cobbo played off the bench last year.
But that was with Kevy.
Yeah.
So I just think that if I want my game breakers on the field, it's Ezra. Like, I want Ezra on the field, but whether he's ready or not, I don't know.
So who would miss out in your eyes?
And I don't know. I also don't think if Ezra doesn't play this week, I don't think he plays next week.
No, I don't think that's
grand final.
That's probably not fair to someone on the bench that's put in the work.
So you know,
you go Ezra 6, Benny Hunt and Pakes share hooking duties. Reno at 7.
And then the other...
leave the left side, Karapani and Shiva, and then that right edge, because I reckon we've seen what the Penrith Panthers left edge, how it broke down, and I think key to it was the Dogs were winning the ruck, but then they were just playing flat, fast and aggressive. Like Talangi and McLean, not the biggest bodies. Preston was just running straight through him. Sherry ran straight through him. Do you put, like, if Staggs is not involved in a try-scoring action on Sunday... I'm not here. Like, he's got to be involved.
Could be smoke and mirrors, though.
But do you just put Staggs and Cobbo, two big bodies, getting Cobbo dropping back underneath, running flat on the ad, and just try and punch straight through him?
Maybe. No, it's just maybe it's stressing me out. It's really stressing me out.
Is that too obvious?
I haven't slept well.
Is that
like
the most obvious
Sunday night, I didn't sleep well. Like, it's been a head. My head's been.
Are you okay?
It's not that day.
You're tipping Bronx Strahl. Oscar, you're tipping...
You're a coward.
I know.
Splinters.
Either team by 6.5 or less.
It's a juicy game, and it's my son's birthday. It's my son's second birthday on Sunday. Going to be 2 years since he got born before I couldn't go to the grand final. No, I couldn't go to the grand final. I was filthy in that. So I'm taking my kids to probably the biggest Broncos game. So I'm excited, and I know for a fact. I'm hearing this morning, I've been talking to some people in the office, that it is fully sold out.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's great.
Which is crazy.
The girls are on beforehand as well.
Yep. Yeah, good luck to Princey as well, because they've played a great year of footy, and everyone involved there. That it would be really nice for the Broncos organisation for both clubs to go to a GF. Yeah.
Big weekend. All right, we might take a little break. We've got a lot to talk about with this multi. We'll get into that when we come back. You are listening to NRL Unpopular Opinions. Multi-time last week, 2 from 4. I took the under 46.5 points in the Raiders-Panthers game. That got up. And our other leg that got up, which has made this so spicy, is Oscar taking the Panthers to cover. -5.5.
Yeah, I
wasn't even close.
Who did I take? Will Kennedy.
Yeah.
I mean, silly of me, but he looked like he was going to go over a few times.
Yeah.
Damn.
Then what did I take, Ryan?
You tell us, mate.
The team I've hung shit on all year, I decided to back them and stand by them.
The irony.
And
they come and bit you in the ass.
They're the reason that my skin will be permanently marked.
Yes, it's decided.
For the rest of it. Yeah, well,
no, you are getting a tattoo.
For me it is decided.
Yeah.
There is still a tattoo in play for someone else on this table, but I will be getting a tattoo next week. And all I ask is that you boys be kind to me.
Yes.
Well, we actually have to come. So it's going to be me and you.
Yeah,
we have to talk about it.
Yeah,
well, we have to talk about what we're going to give them.
Exactly. Well, hopefully I'm a part of that conversation too.
Oh yeah, true.
As opposed to on the other
it's
side
going to be a quick turnover. Yeah,
with my friend Fogs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to have a look at this guy's art style as well.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It's just some kid. Jaya, I'm bringing my son.
I'll rate that actually.
It's not a bad idea.
Oh god,
I guess in a roundabout way, Oscar, you're kind of the only one that has something on the line now. This week.
But I will say
we've all got something on the line for the punters because we're trying to win them some money.
But I will say this: what a come from grace. Like you came from nowhere. Like,
Was I set-
the
6 or
comeback
7
was
behind?
Yeah, you were
Yeah, you
Dead
really,
in the water.
like
really
you were,
pulled your socks
you
up.
were dead in the water, mate. And it's
Dead
it's
man
actually
walking.
inspirational that you've done what you've done.
Cue the music, Rich.
But if you do not get this right this week,
I've been sweating on this
It's all for
pick
nothing.
then fuck
since
you.
f***ing Sunday afternoon when Penrith got me in the clear. One ahead, I
It would
should
make
say.
me
Not
happy
in
if
the
you
clear.
both got it, because then literally 50% of this podcast would have got a tattoo on this show. It sounds even better than 25%. You know what? It's just not. Yeah.
Like a month ago, I was messaging Fogs privately, manifesting a duo
I think
tat.
masturbating.
While I was masturbating, I was
He's been
messaging
doing
Fogs.
that
he
longer
does that
than a
too.
month before.
And I was manifesting a duo tat because I thought there was no chance that I'd be getting out of here ink free, but there is a chance.
Well, here it is.
Yeah, the
And
floor
I'm-
is yours.
And I'm
I want
hinging it.
take us on the journey.
You're edging it.
And I'm
Edging
no,
The
I'm
show's got it all.
not edging it on the Broncos women's team because that would be inappropriate. But I am hinging it on the Broncos women's. I'm taking them at an alternate line -9.5
Yes.
in the prelim against Newcastle Knights on Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Suncorp Stadium.
That's
and if
it.
they win by more than 10 points, Fogs
Buzz,
gets
buzz.
a tattoo by himself.
Oh, I almost
if
had a
they
heart
win?
attack.
I'm sweating just
Oh my
announcing this
God.
right now.
So that's your bet.
That's
for this
my
week.
bet.
Also at Suncorp, what do you got for a strike?
Yeah, I've just gone, obviously, the Broncos. Juicy $2.10 at home in front of 53,500 crazy Broncos fans. Looking forward to that one. So $2.10 is on the multi for that one.
And now, Fogs, you're playing the other game.
Yeah, I've taken Melbourne Storm to cover -7.5. I'm going against everything you boys said. I don't rate Cronulla, and I think the Storm pump them.
I'm going to throw in.
Oh my God, I'm nervous.
I'm going to throw in Mulatalo any time in that one. So we don't have a price right now, but we're getting
Oh, the
five.
multi's going against what he...
No, but that's juice though.
It's
That's
fitting.
juice for the punters.
That's
Yeah.
fine, that's fine.
We're 5.94 with those 3 legs. So
Maybe
He'll be
that
$2
says
-ish.
something about my punting. The boys have gotten something right. It's going the other way.
sometimes it's red, sometimes it's black.
God.
Sometimes it's green. Not for me. It's true.
That's probably all we
Yeah.
cover this week.
One last week, boys, of this year, and happy punting, everyone. It's going to be another juicy week. I don't think if I can wait till Sunday. This is too much. It's a lot. We're to take those opposition on Sunday.
Sunday day is going to go so fucking slow.
Yeah.
1 o'clock, the girls start, so I'll be counting down till then. But a 4 o'clock wait for those who aren't invested in the NRLW. God, that's going to be a slow day.
What a big...
So get to church, say your prayers, get your punts on, and go the Broncos women.
That'll do us. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Fox.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.